Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to do a repot on this Chinese elm over the statue. Oh, excuse me. This has been in, I can't remember how long I've had this in this pot. It's probably been maybe 3 years, maybe. Not too sure. But I think it's time I got a bit of a repotting now. I don't think it's actually had a proper repot. I did slip pot it. When I did this first, I did it into a plant pot, and I took it out of that and I planted it in this and then raised it up and then just dropped the soil as far as I can remember. So the soil is getting really kind of mucky now and a lot of weeds in it, and it's holding water and stuff, so I think it's time to give it a repot. Now, I don't know if I'm going to put it back in this same pot or whether we'll find a different one, so we'll see. Have a look at that afterwards. For yourself, it's doing good. You can see it's growing, sending out long shoots again. So I don't think it really stopped growing all winter. This one just grew very, very slowly all through the winter. We've had a very mild winter. Really, there was a couple of cold days, but up to now nothing really bad as such. A lot of my trees have pushed out leaves now and are pushing out the buds breaking and on them and stuff. So they definitely think spring is here. Problem with the pots like this, you got to be careful if they've got a belly in them like this, then they're all in here filled with roots, which makes it a little bit harder then to get out. Just see, it's gonna it's not too bad. Had I left it much longer, it would have just got worse and harder to get out. As you can see, the soil is quite mucky now. It's holding quite a bit of water. So we'll start giving this a bit of a rake out, give the wire. And I probably will wire this in again because of the statue and stuff. It'll be a bit top heavy. A lot of weeds in here and stuff. This is like a solid mass now at this stage of roots where they've been going around the pot. So I think it'll appreciate a repot this year for the new growing season. Normally with these Chinese elms, you do a repot on them, they don't skip a beat, they just keep growing like nothing's happened. So hopefully, now I've said it, that still happens with this one. This root is getting pretty sick. This back root, which is coming through this, which is kind of okay because it's holding the whole tree on. That's the kind of anchor on the back. This, and then these ones that come around the front are also anchoring it. Statue has faded quite a lot since I put it in. It was a kind of a red. You can just see the red in there. Maybe you can see it. Bring the camera a little closer. think that ideally it'd be good to leave it dry out a bit, but the problem with this country is even like today it's a nice sunny day and then you get showers, then heavy showers, so you never really get time to dry out unless I put it inside, and I don't really have time, space anywhere to put it indoors to dry out, so we just have to work with it a bit wet. Just means the soil doesn't fall off as easy, but it really makes any difference. See, there's the bottom of the statue. So it's not a whole lot of roots on it. But definitely growing good. Plenty of fine roots on the bottom of the, and that's what you want. Okay, what I'll do is I'll take it and give it a wash, because less damaging than scratching it with this, and wash it all, this will just fall out. So I'll do that and then we'll come back and have a look. Okay, so got the roots all kind of washed out a good bit. It's a little bit of muck in them, but I need to clean my water bucket out because there's a lot of muck in it. Now, what I do need to do is make sure excuse me, that I still have these locked on to where they need to go. So I kind of untangled some of these from the base of the planting, so I need to try and get them back in there to where they were. I was pulling on it and that I managed to pull the roots out of. This one was wrapped in behind this leg here. Goes back through there. I'll keep that well pinned in. That kind of locks off the front roots. If we go around the back. There's a lot I need to do to trimming wise to the roots. I think some of these lighter ones can go. Okay, so let's just have a look. The ends, we'll just give the ends a bit of a pruning, some of these longer ones. this big root here. Just take these back a little bit. Don't want to go too crazy because I still need them to support the tree on the statue, so you can't be chopping right back. You gotta make sure they're still reaching the ground and they have a bit of feeder roots on them. So here we can probably take off some of these ends. Big guy we can probably reduce back alright. Take out that big end there. Reduce that end off. Oops. Down, take that one back, take that one off completely. Okay, so I think that'll do for now. I took off quite a bunch of roots, not as much as I would if it was a tree just in a pot without the statue, but you still gotta leave some feeder roots at the end of these heavy roots, just in case they die off. If they die off, then you'll lose your support that's holding it to the statue. Okay, so now we need to find a pot for it. So let's have a look at what pots we've got that might work. Could go for a shallower pot like this one. Just lower this a little bit now. It's not bad. What else we have? There is another shallow one. This one's even shallower, but it's a bit wider. That's probably a bit shallow by the time I put a bit of soil down. Probably getting a bit shallow there with that one. So that one's probably out. Another thing I could use is one of these ones. I got it like a square one maybe. That's kind of not too bad either. Okay, I'll have a look what other ones I have and then we'll come back when I've made a decision. Okay, I think I'm actually leaning towards this square one. It's going to have to be this one or this one. Keep looking. That one's not too bad either. I thought I had my mind made up on the square one, but now I'm starting to guess myself again. Yeah, maybe the wide one. Maybe this one does make. Yeah, I think it just needs to be that little bit wider. Okay. Okay, so I gave the pot a bit of a clean. Got my drain string in, got my wires in. So we'll just put a little base layer of soil in now. Another thing that would kind of lent me to using this pot rather than this one is this one. The drainage hole is right in the middle, which means the statue would be sitting over the drainage hole, whereas this one, it has two drainage holes either side, so the statue will be in the middle and the drainage holes will be out there, so less chance of the statue actually blocking the hole. That's why you got to watch when you're doing bruto statues or rocks and things, that when you're planting them you're not blocking the hole with the statues or rocks. Okay, so he can more or less go in the middle. Maybe tiny bit to one side, not a lot though. Now what I want to do is just make sure all my roots are in the correct places. I need to bring it forward just a tiny bit. This much back here I can get pinned in. That one's pinned in, make sure this one is pulled tight. Okay. I'm using a heavier wire than I would normally use for tying a tree in, just because the pot is so shallow and the tree is, the statue is kind of makes the tree top heavy. Just want to make sure. I'm just wondering, do I want to lift it slightly? Probably could. Just lift it another tiny bit. Just position our roots, make sure everything's in the right place. Around there. Wondering if I can thread that root while it's still thin enough through here. We should have done this before we put it in the pot, but let's see. If we can, we can. If we can't, just leave it where it is. Thread that through there, that will help pull that root in a bit. more thread roots through rocks and things, the better, the more it'll be held onto it. So these are small roots I might not even need, but maybe one day they'll replace the bigger ones. More of a backup than anything. Just get hold of that one there now. On this side. That's it. Okay, so that's them. That's just added another little bit of interlocking into it. I'll just make sure my statue is standing up straight. Don't want him leaning. So I need to push a little bit more soil under there before I tie it off. Too long, hard to work with them in one of that long. Okay, so that's all pushed in. It's all in nicely. We have that new root coming through the back there. Yeah, that's all good. Seems pretty solid. Just give this another pinch up. Just cut off the ends. Just push it down. Trim off the ends here. Push that one down. At least solid in there. Okay, so now it's just a matter of filling it in. This back root I want to keep growing thicker, and you might think, why is he not trimming that one back a bit to stop it growing too thick? But my hope and plan with that root is to eventually swell here, that it gets so tight. When I put it through that, it was only like this thin, and it's thickened up pretty good now. When it gets so thick that it starts to swell, it's already just about filling it, then it will swell here hopefully, and that will completely lock the whole tree on. That definitely won't ever be able to fall off then. So that's my reasoning for doing that, even that one grow thicker. Leaves here, get rid of them. We can. A web or something hold it in. That's why you just web. Okay, so you really want to make sure you work in the soil in this into these roots now. Make sure it's pinning all the roots down. The tree itself up top, you can see it's growing quite well, but I won't do any trimming on it now. After doing this work, I'll just leave it recover now. Maybe in a couple of weeks we'll give it a bit of a prune back just to keep it tidy. Anybody knows me watching my videos knows I don't like to let my Chinese elms grow too long and end up with thick branches. I always keep them pruned as much as I can, keep the branches light and thin as I can. It's just the way I do it. Some people like to leave it grow big long and then chop them back. But that's fine. Then this tree is more into a kind of, it has the branch structure at the moment already, so I don't need to do or grow out anything at the moment. It's just all keeping it all nice and tidy, keeping the branches from getting too thick. I bought this statue at a car boot sale a few years back now. Cost me €5. I like to always keep my eyes open. I always go to car boot sales whenever I can. Keep my eyes open for anything that can be used for my bonsai. Okay, I think we're pretty good. I'll give that a good soak now when I bring it out. So that's it now. Happy in its new home, hopefully. And yeah, I just like it in a shallower pot. This pot was not bad, but like I said, with this kind of thing in it on the inside, the roots get in there, it makes a disaster. And it also dishes, which means it's holding a lot of water on the outside. The drainage holes are actually higher than the parts where the legs are, so it held water in around here. So it's okay for a training pot. It's just like that. It's good for keeping moisture on your trees if that's what you want to do. But I think it'll be a lot happier now in this pot. And like that, I wanted to get it in a shallower pot if possible. Eventually I'm hoping to get such a flat root base on it that it will be lifted even more than this. Another, maybe next year or later on in the year, I could lift it another ½ inch, just so his feet would be kind of on the same height as the edge of the pot, on down a little bit, just about ½ inch. Like the bottom of them is probably down here. If I can get the bottom of them up here, then it'll be a bit more better, I think. Okay, I think that's done for now. So as always guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.